Sorry, this might not be the Nami and Robin video that you're looking for. This is my review of One Piece anime episode 932, Dead or Alive, Queen's Sumo Inferno. I am Fidzy, aka Hegassen, and welcome. Thank you for clicking on my review. Let's get into this. The episode, it starts at the 4 minutes and 19 second mark. A little bit of improvement from last time, but we still had to watch quite a lot at the end of the last episode and quite a few scenes from the last episode, but I wasn't as bothered this time. For some reason I was actually quite happy to revisit a lot of these scenes, and then when it kind of showed the end of the last episode, it was the Queen stuff, and I was actually just kind of sitting there and appreciating Queen's background music because I'm really liking Queen's music. I'm going to talk about Queen a little bit more in a second. The episode title, like I said, it's called Dead or Alive, Queen's Sumo Inferno, and I thought it was a bit of a weird choice for this episode because this episode, it starts with the Queen stuff and it ends with the Queen stuff. Well, it ends with like Gyukimaru and Zoro, but towards the end it goes back to the Sumo Inferno. So they kind of bookmark it and then we get the Gyukimaru stuff, which is a tease for the next episode. But the main focus of this episode, the middle of this episode, is back in the Wano Bathhouse, back with Nami and Robin, and this is the episode where we get Nami revealing all and doing the happiness punch on Sanji. You know, we've got Nami doing the happiness punch, we've got Sanji in his raid suit again, we have X Drake, we have Hawkins, so it's weird that they went with the Sumo Inferno stuff for the title. You'd think that maybe they'd promote more the fact at what's going on in the bathhouse, they promote more that we got Sanji again in his raid suit, and the supernova. You know, it might have been a title like Scuffle in the Bathhouse, Nami Happiness Punch's Soba Mask, or Soba Mask versus the Supernova, or something like that, something a little bit more clickbaity. Hey, but I guess for the casual viewer, it makes what happens in the middle of this episode a nice little surprise when you actually get to it. If you've read the manga, you know that it's gonna come, and it actually kind of makes that scene less effective when you get to it because you do know that it's coming. So I'd love to know your thoughts. If you are anime only, what did you think of the stuff in the bathhouse when you saw Sanji appear for the first time, when you saw X Drake, and definitely when you saw X Drake walk into the room and see Nami for the first time? What were your thoughts? What was your reaction? Please let me know down in the comments below. But before we get more into the bathhouse stuff, let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about the Sumo Inferno and mainly Queen, because I really want to talk about Queen here. Like I said, I was listening to his theme, and this episode here, I was really actually starting to like Queen a lot more. You know, I really liked him in his introductory episode, but now that we've seen him at a few more episodes in, I'm really starting to enjoy his betrayal, and I'm actually liking him a lot more in the anime than I was in the manga. In the manga I thought it was really fun, but seeing him here in the anime, hearing his voice, seeing him move, seeing him dance, seeing him funk, I'm really enjoying him. I love the music. When the music changes to Queen's music, you know that like there's a big tone difference, and you know that a Queen scene is coming up when that music drops. I love his voice. I love how his personality shifts between serious and not serious, and his voice kind of changes like that as well. The performance of Queen is really good. I'm really enjoying him. I love the way he looks. I love how big he looks in the anime. Never really noticed in the manga as much. Obviously, I know he's a big guy. He is massive here. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of size inconsistency, but he is a big boy, a big lovable boy, and I'm really enjoying Queen. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more of Queen in the anime. Along with Otama, he's climbing up the ranks of my new favourite characters introduced in the Wano One Piece arc, thanks to their portrayal in the anime. We get to see a lot more of Shinra Luffy in this episode, and we get to see him doing more of his training. You know, he's using Udon Prison as a training exercise, and what the anime has done here is it's actually added some extra things that were not in the manga. We get to see Luffy thinking a lot more about what he needs to fight Kaido. Unfortunately, it does mean we have to have a Kaido flashback, but it's good to see here Luffy actually analysing what he needs and seeing his thought process, and actually see him going, yeah, I'm going to use this time in Udon to train myself, and I'm going to think, what do I need? And he thinks back to his time when he was training with Rayleigh, and that move that Rayleigh used where he pushed back that elephant with Haki, something that we've seen quite a few times by the more powerful characters in the One Piece world use. And we never really got that in the manga. We just had Luffy kind of already having realised that he needs to learn this new form of Haki, this new power, and him just kind of talking out loud about, no, that's not how Rayleigh did it. So it's good here to see him actually in the anime come to the realization that he needs to do that. And it was great to see the Rayleigh flashback as well. That was something as well that was missing from the manga. You know, I don't really like flashbacks in the manga, but he was just talking about it, and it was like, wait, what's he talking about? And then you think back, and it's like, oh yeah, he must be talking about that time with the elephant, but the anime actually showed it here, and it was good to see. I was actually generally surprised when they actually showed that. Now let's talk about what is the real main focus of this episode, despite what the title is, the Wano Bathhouse, the Nami Happiness Punch scene. X Drake and Hawkins, they have arrived at the bathhouse because they have had some intel that there are some people that are loyal to the Kazuki there, which turns out to be correct. And Nami, whether it was planned or not, her towel falls off and she glows with magnificence. And who else happens to be there? Sanji happens to be there, wearing his raid suit just like he said, and he gets the happiness punch. He gets the classic Sanji bleeding, even though he's wearing a face mask, bleeding everywhere. And it was just as fun as it was to read in the manga. It was a little not as effective, like I said earlier on. It wasn't as effective because you knew it was coming, but it was still really fun to see. It was still really funny. I was kind of expecting them, because obviously then X Drake walks in and then he gets hit by the happiness punch as well. Well, he says that he wasn't. He says that no, it's not that. Hawkins is like, why didn't you tell me that you're weak to women? And he either he's embarrassed and didn't want to admit it, even though, you know, he's on the floor and he's blushing. He's like, no, it's not that, or it's something else. What is it, Drake? What else is it that makes you shy? Is it naked men? Is it Shinobu? Is it the sight of a mature woman? Is it octopus? Yeah, but when Drake walked in, I was expecting them to maybe make a little bit more of a scene from it. I was definitely expecting them to make much more of a scene on Nami when her towel actually drops, but they kept it relatively modest. They actually kept it very close to how it was in the manga, like how it was framed and everything. It looked really similar to how it was in the manga, but unlike the manga, they didn't skip straight away to Sanji leaving with Robin, Nami and Shinobu. They actually showed a little bit of the fight, which is what I was really hoping for when we got to this scene in the anime. So I'm glad we got to see it. We didn't get to see a lot, but it was good to see Sanji again using his raid suit and actually clashing with X Drake and actually clashing with Hawkins and showing how he got out of there. You know, how, you know, he tussled with them a little bit, he knocked him back, and then he grabbed everyone and got out. In the manga, it was just like, they see Sanji in his raid suit. They have a little bit of discussion about, you know, about the Germa, about the fact that they know Germa. I love how everybody is a fan of the Germa, and it's really building up the Germa and the raid suit to be a big threat. You know, it's getting a lot of hype by all of the other supernovas. Yeah, so we had that, and then it cut away to Sanji flying off, and it was really disappointing because you're like, what happened? What, Nani, what happened? So I'm glad we actually got to see that. It was really fun. It did look really good. Definitely the Nami Happiness Punch and that little fight was the highlight of this episode. For the namesake of this episode, the stuff with Queen, the stuff with Luffy, was for me a little bit disappointing. And then the Gyukimaru stuff at the end was a nice tease. It was good to finally see Gyukimaru in colour and in the anime, and I'm looking forward to that going forward. What they also did in this bathhouse scene was they built up the tension really well in the anime. The tension of when Hawkins came in and he knew that Nami and Robin was there hiding behind Shinobu. There was a really good like little tension build up where it kept zooming in on their eyes. I really liked that stuff. It was good to see Nami and Robin as well getting prepared to fight, even though they're at a little bit of a disadvantage. And then obviously we had the Nami Happiness Punch, and it's still not really explained whether Nami actually ever secretly did that intentionally or not, but it worked. Thankfully as well, Sanji was there. I wonder what would actually have happened if Sanji wasn't there. I'm guessing X Drake would have still fallen over on the floor. Overall, I thought the added stuff in this episode was really well integrated. It wasn't too stretched out. They still kind of kept the pacing while also expanding on some of the scenes that needed expanding. So overall, for me, this episode was a lot of fun. I would give this one a purple tier.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Hey, so thanks for watching. What did you think? Let me know about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, maybe give it a like. And if you really liked it, why not subscribe? You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch. Oh, and here's a related video you might enjoy, and something more fresh. I've been Hegassen, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!